Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the VDI Squad on the road. There with we're down in Florida again with my old boss, my old friend, and the coolest cat in the world that I know, Hector Lima. Hi
Thanks,
Hector.
Todd. Great to be here, man. Thank you.
You got the big job. So first of all, congratulations. Uh, I for one know that it's extremely difficult to climb that hill, and congratulations. With this new role, with this, comes with big responsibilities, and first and foremost, you want to talk to us about, what is your vision about it, because what we know as a perpetual, software company like Citrix that operated 30 plus years is changing, and it has changed quite a bit in the last couple of years, right? And you came from a consulting and services background, and I always feel that that should be the the directions that companies trying to merge services and software together. So what is your big goal, and what is your vision?
Sure. So, look, first and foremost, thank you very much for that. I know we haven't spoken, in live since I got this new role, but I'm over the moon. I've been here at Citrix so many years, and to be in this seat, I think it's a privilege, and I'm honored to represent the team. And in terms of big goals, like first and foremost, and you know this, I inherited a great team. I really did. But I think, coming from, the customer experience and customer success side, what I'd like to do is really inject a little bit of that customer experience into the entire customer journey.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we make sure, for example, that we put customers at the center of everything we do, really focus on their business problems,
Yeah.
and then expand from there. And with that, for folks like yourselves, I think it's important to, bring the partners into that ecosystem and have them there along for the ride with us. I think Citrix could still be the best business for you and your colleagues from around the globe.
Sure.
I've told you many times, we were built on being a channel company, and
Yeah.
I think that it is extremely important, not only today, but as we move into the future, that we continue to build, our foundation around our partners. In terms of goals, so you kind of touched on this a little bit. We are definitely doing a transformation within the company, moving our technology to a SaaS first model. And we think that's going to provide much more value to our customers, just-in-time updates, faster access to more feature and functionality, more enterprise class stability and control. So there's many benefits that we see in addition to just the functionality of our product. We think we can provide a holistically better service. And I think, again, the partners play a key role there, because I know you're extending your services, you're putting together services from multiple vendors, maybe even multiple clouds.
Yep.
So in my opinion, we've just elevated the level of the playing field of where we're doing the integration and the work for our customers. So, those are some of the key things. We're in this transformation. We want to put the customer at the center of all of that and make sure that we're the best partners that we can be to our channel ecosystem.
What do you think about working from anywhere, and also that what is the craziest place that you ever use the Citrix solutions to get stuff done? I know one, but it has nothing to do with work for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, there's a lot to unpack there. So first, let's talk about the fastest workspace in the world.
Yeah. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds.
Yeah, self-proclaimed, but I'm sure nobody's gonna test you on that. But first and foremost,
Mark Templeton showed me his Lucid Air, and it was technically faster, and it does have wall sprout on it.
Got it.
Right. But I argue with him all day long.
I hear you. So look, first and foremost, I think the idea that you and your team put together is excellent. I love the creativity that it shows, putting in so many different components, making them fit in such a small space, and really testing the limits, pun intended, on all of these interacting components, from putting it on the display that's built into the car, having networking gear that helps accelerate and make sure your connectivity is there, and then obviously accessing so many of the Citrix technologies. I mean, I think the amount of effort that you guys put into this is great. And it goes to show that, using services from a provider such as yourself, as well as our technology, you can pretty much create a workspace anywhere. So I'm really excited about that. I guess to your second question, so where's the weirdest place? Look, you know me. I've got 3 relatively young boys that are very active, and while it may not be weird, I am known to use my workspace in my car a lot. So unlike the Lamborghini here, I currently drive a big pickup that's a crew cab.
Yeah.
And I've been known to go in that back seat and just set up with my laptop and get it going. And while the car may not be that weird, I think what is weird is how many times where I try to find a quiet spot because you don't hear the horns in the airplane. So I've been known to pull over in the back of alleys, McDonald's parking lots, parks, just to find some quiet space without any bumps so I can actually do my work.
Yeah, I would like to bring it up. So you say that you know the craziest thing that you've done, with Citrix Technologies. I remembered that when you were in Europe, you actually used the Citrix Zen desktop to watch your Miami Heat.
That is true. That is true. I used Zen desktop in order to create an international hop.
That's
so
right.
I can get back to
watch your Heat.
To watch my Heat that was running at home. Yeah, you're right. I've been known to do that.
Exactly. So we certainly do a lot of creative things with the technology that we have on hand. But I mean, all kidding aside, that's how powerful they are, right? It really help you break down the boundaries, break down the four walls of the office, and allows you to be a lot more productive, right? Both in your personal and your professional life, I think, right? For all of us. Yeah. One of the things that we find it really, really effective in this past quarter was that Citrix finally is a part of the offering on some of the market spaces, right? The Azure market spaces, and I'm sure you have more to come. That we have some really big updates from the customers with those offerings, and is there something that you see that your team and our customers are more trending towards in terms of that, and as part of the cloud adoption?
Yeah, so marketplaces in general for us, it is my number one investment category. It's not a matter of when, of if, it's a matter of when. And we are already seeing many customers migrate to specifically the top 3 marketplaces, but also to many of our kind of distributors and co-sellers. You start thinking of the CDWs, the Arrows, the Ingrams, they all have their marketplaces as well.
Sure.
So not only do we see a business shift as more customers and partners are becoming more adaptive to buying in the marketplace experience, but we also see it as a growth opportunity to get into new customers that maybe don't know Citrix as well as they do today. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And you know what, and not to mention that, the bigger enterprise customers, they already committed to a pretty hefty numbers with the cloud providers, and to get quota retirements from adopting Citrix really made the transaction a lot easier, right? We found it, really it was a lot easier. It was much easier conversation for them to talk about, hey, go to Citrix Cloud, right, and leverage all the technologies and leverage what you have in the cloud, and it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, look, I call it the currency has changed, right, and it's definitely moved. And I think this move that primarily some of the bigger marketplace providers are bringing actually plays well for Citrix because we're such a known brand, and I think there's the customer base that they're attacking also is a customer base that is big for us as a market. So I think it's a great opportunity for us.
One of the things I see in the past couple of years is that everyone accelerated into the virtual workspace and the virtual work style, out of necessity, pandemic, and so on, right? But so now that everybody's got them, I think one of the most important things you mentioned earlier, it's about experience. And do you see enough of your customers taking advantage of Citrix Analytic to really focus in on giving out a good experience as well as actually control the security side of things, right?
Yeah. So look, before we get into analytics, I give Tim Minahan, our chief marketing officer, a ton of credit because I think he was ahead of his time just in seeing what was going to play out. You working with us, you know that he's been talking about uh, secure, experience, and choice as three key pillars of our technology. And if I go back to the start of pandemic, it kind of followed that trend. The first trend was let's get remote work out as quickly as possible to as many people as possible.
Right.
The first kind of wave back was, all right, am I secure? Can I secure that piece of technology, that access that I'm giving to my employees? Because this is here to stay. Then once we moved beyond that, it went to experience. Well, our employees and contractors and customers being productive? Do they enjoy that experience? And is it playing into our retention? And I think now that's actually shifted to choice as we start to see, the return to office phenomena. And every company is a little different. So there's going to be this choice, not just of technology, but of location, devices, and so on and so forth. So, again, I think our technology helps completely along that entire spectrum. As it relates specifically to analytics, fastest growing product line that we have, very proud to see analytics coming to the forefront, specifically adding value to technologies that we already have in the field. And really the reason that's happening is because customers, on the administrative side, they want to know and have more visibility to what's going on. They think that they can provide better service by having access to what's happening end to end, specifically in a Citrix environment, and analytics gives them that capability.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the uptick, and to your point, you're selling it as well, which I think is great.
Yeah, for sure. We had a customer that really took it wall to wall with it, and we're able to track thousands of their desktops and how they're actually using it, and we can actually pull some real time data alongside with data that's outside, right? The metadata that's outside, like with weather, with other conditions like traffic and whatnot, so that we can actually give that instant feedback to our client to say that you need to increase capacity because more people will log in today. The weather is bad, the traffic is bad, or we can actually track and see that this person is logging in from both home office in Toronto or in Florida at the same time. And why is it happening? And we're able to actually detect that and figure it out because it's spring break. So he logged in the morning. He flew down and he was working right away. And we found that out very quickly. And in fact, that we found out that he was using the in-flight Wi-Fi. So the way the in-flight Wi-Fi works is that it's out of the you're logging your internet address came from where you actually take off. So in terms of taking off, he's from Toronto.
Got it.
But when he landed, he was in Florida. So that was an interesting discovery that we have.
Yeah.
And you know what? And customer loved it because now that they can really track the security side of things and the productivity. With now that you have thousands of endpoints out there, you don't know, where are they doing, where are they going, what they're doing. So I thought that was really neat. So yeah.
So what I love about that is the technology is empowering you to provide insights and make decisions on behalf of your customers, and in some cases maybe even automate some of those decisions. And
Absolutely.
I think that's great because once you get to that level, the innovation is limitless, right? Because you can take it in any direction you want.
Yeah, that's address like the big elephant in the room, the Citrix going private. From your perspective, right? This privatization, a new direction for the company. If there's anything you could share about the vision, and perhaps that the type of innovations. The type of transformation that you're now allowed to do.
Sure.
That you don't have a 90-day shot clock. Anymore.
The process when it started, it's really about us being able to focus and unshackle ourselves from the public eye, so we can complete our transformation and then really start growing the business at an accelerated rate. So we're excited. I know I'm personally excited, and as we get to your point, past that shareholder vote and beyond. we'll be able to share much more information with you about that process. And I think it's going to be great next chapter for Citrix.
Yeah, I think so. I really, like I said, 25 years I've been doing business or working in a company. Unlike a lot of competitions are saying, I'm really delighted that this has happened. Now let's talk about what would you like to see, right? Because you're the chief customer officer, and you're talking about putting the customer experiences in the front and center. And what would you like to see in our fastest mobile workplaces in the world for this year?
So
last year we put in the SD-WAN. We had a redundant link for we have a US and Canadian SIM card, so that no matter where we're going, it actually alternates the connection. So we always have a connection back to our data center, and it runs virtual desktop and apps and and Citrix Cloud, right? What would you like to see in this car for this year?
yeah, so look, you've got it loaded already, so there aren't many choices. But I still think one of our biggest value propositions is performance. I still think we are the best in the market in our spaces about outperforming the competition, and specifically for larger mission critical customers, they want and demand that level of performance. So what I'd like to see is, we talked about it before, I'd like to see analytics in action, really measuring and testing performance of this mobile workspace across all types of difficult environments, whether you're taking it at a very high speed, maybe you're taking it through weather, hopefully not, because you're gonna mess it up, but I would love to see the dynamics of how the environment changes and how the performance fluctuates based on the elements that you put this mobile workspace through. I think that would be interesting. Then outside of our technology, if I was being selfish, can never have enough displays. So if we can integrate maybe some bigger displays or more displays, that would be great.
Yeah, and we may have something like that coming. Yes.
Oh yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, where are all the biometrics, right? Where I want to know if I'm driving the car, it's set up for me. It's getting access to my workspaces and applications. If you're driving the car, it should recognize who you are. So maybe a little bit of biometrics and forensics there to identify who you are.
Oh, I think that's a good challenge. I think we may have a few ideas we can actually put together. So yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll have more fun with this year for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. So that's we're done with all the business questions. Now let's talk about the personal questions.
All right.
And it was just one question, right? That one major question. You're Miami Heat or my Toronto Raptors?
Oh man,
playoffs is around the corner.
Playoffs around the corner. I think the way it stands now, we the only way we play each other is a couple rounds in. Sorry, we took Kyle Lowry from you.
Yes,
I'm sure that hurt.
It does. It does.
I think we played a few days ago.
Yeah, and you guys won in the last second.
Thanks. Yes. Thanks for reminding me there.
Yes.
No, look. In all seriousness, I've been pleasantly surprised with the Heat. I really like what they've put together. I think they got a shot. So we'll see.
I think so. People underestimated how important it is, fundamental basketball and teamwork.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of it, you're saying earlier with your new job, like you inherited a great team, and I think that is more important than anything. That the team that can actually execute.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need the superstar, right?
Yeah.
And so was if you look at the Toronto Raptors, other than the year that we won, yes, we had Kawhi Leonard, but I always say that Toronto Raptors was the 2019 Toronto Raptors was the luckiest team in the world, because everybody has to get injured in order for them to win, and you still, and that's part of the game, right? You still got to play the game.
They're still champs.
Yeah, they're still champs, but I think they won it because of not because of flashy plays, but because of really amazing teamwork.
Yeah.
And the grit that and that's part of Kyle Lowry. Now you guys have him, but I'm keeping my hopes up, and that we could actually meet later in the playoffs.
Sure,
That'll be fun.
There's a chance of that. And look, not to rub it in, I know you're from Canada, but Panthers are in first place too.
Ah. Yeah, I know. And my Montreal Canadiens had the worst season they could ever have after they make it to the Cup. So, you know what? You never know. Injuries and all these things are a part of the game. So but we enjoy them as we're real fans. So that's awesome. But I look forward to it. I hope that we can invite you to the Scotiabank Center for playoff games.
That'd be
Hopefully
great.
play together. That'll be amazing. And yeah, we'll definitely look forward to that. So yeah,
Awesome.
so thank you so much. Really appreciate that you spend the time. I know you're amazingly busy guy, and you're taking your time to do this means a lot to us and all our colleagues and our customers around the world. So
Yep.
thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a great experience. I'm very happy to be here, and obviously, you've been a great partner, great colleague, and friend. So I appreciate it. Anytime.
Thank you.